What's up guys, it's Alex here, your friendly reef dog, and today I'm going to show you 3 easy ways to take photos of your corals under blue lights. Now before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel, I put out a video like this every Friday at 4 PM UK time, which is 10 AM Central Time. So if you love reefing videos, have a think about subscribing. Right, let's get to the camera. For this test, I'm using a Samsung Note 9 mobile phone to take the photos. Most point and shoot cameras or mobile phones will struggle to cope with blue light. The colours will look washed out, you won't get any semblance of the luminescence, and the picture will look nothing like what you see with your eyes. And to make this test difficult, I've set my LEDs to 100% brightness at the bluest possible setting. Option 1 then is to manually set the white balance of your phone when you take the photo. You're looking for the white balance setting, which might also be called colour balance or colour temperature. In my phone it's in the Pro Mode function. Then you just slide the colour temperature up and down until you get the right look. The chances are that will be around 10,000 K and it should give a really natural looking photo. Now in order to help you see what each technique is like, I've taken photos of the same corals using each of the 3 methods, and there are some comparison shots at the end of this video. What we're really looking for is good detail in the coral itself, a bright glow to show we've captured the fluorescence, and the colour of anything surrounding the coral, like the rockwork. With the white balance changed in camera then, the detail is just about okay and you certainly capture the fluorescence, but it's not particularly sharp and the rockwork looks decidedly blue. So moving on to option 2 then, which is to use lens filters. First up then is the orange lens, and you can see the difference is startling. The rock is no longer blue and the coral looks fantastic, if a little extreme. I have the DD Coral Colour set that includes yellow and orange filters. Both of these filters absorb blue light, the yellow does so a little and the orange does so a lot. In my opinion, the images are definitely sharper with this orange lens. You can see the contours and undulations of the coral more clearly, the rockwork is more or less completely purple, which is what it looks like in real life, and the fluorescence is most certainly visible now. If anything, it's a bit too bright, and that's not a true reflection of the real life image, although most camera phones will allow you to reduce the brightness before you take the image, and that should take the edge off things slightly. Moving to the yellow lens then, and this is probably a little bit of an unfair test because the yellow lens is better suited to shots when the lights aren't so blue and the filter doesn't have quite so much work to do. The yellow lens gives a much more muted effect than the orange lens and still leaves some blue light behind, but does look a little bit more natural. The detail in the subject isn't great and the poor little yellow lens struggles to absorb all of that excess blue light, but it does still have a fairly good crack at bringing out the fluorescent pigments in the coral, and the photos certainly don't look washed out like they would without any lens at all. But this is a better lens to use before your evening lights really kick in and when the light in your tank is only just starting to look blue to your eye, so don't write it off completely. The third and final technique gives what I think are the best results. You'll need to search for an app called, no not Snapchat, Snapseed. This is Google's photo editing app and it's also available on iPhone. Now the trouble with these apps is that you have to play with a billion settings to get the right look, but I'm going to share some stock settings I picked up from a UK reefer on a forum called Ultimate Reef. And you can use these settings on every photo to get great results. I've tested the same settings on the Camera Plus app on iPhone and they also work a treat there. So once you've taken a photo with your normal camera mode, load it into Snapseed, then go to Tools, then Tune Image. Don't worry about making a note of these settings, I'll post them at the end of this video so you can screenshot them. We're going to start by reducing the brightness by 15 points, then the contrast by 50 points, the saturation by 20 points, and the highlights by 5 points. Then increase the shadow by 10 points, and finally the warmth by 100 points. Now for me this is the truest likeness of the actual coral while managing to maintain that lovely highlighted glow. You can see enough detail in the corals to pick out the contours and undulations, it's not washed out, and the surrounding rockwork is a reasonably natural colour, albeit admittedly still a little bit blue. To get really amazing results you'll need a DSLR camera and a good editing suite like Lightroom. But for those who prefer to spend their money on livestock, this will finally let you show off your corals in all of their fluorescent glory. And as promised, here are those Snapseed settings. Now, as I said at the start, photography is quite a personal matter, So here are 3 comparison shots of the same photo taken using each method. I'd really like to know what you guys think is the best. Are you the day glow orange type, or do you prefer something a little more subtle like the in-camera or post-production methods? Let me know in the comment section below. So there you have it then. They are 3 easy ways of taking photos of your corals under blue lights without them looking washed out. If you enjoyed the video then, give me a thumbs up and subscribe for future content, and in the meantime check out some of my other videos. Until next time then, I have been a Reef Dork. Thank you, good night.